Hi, and welcome to our brand new facility. Let me show you around. So we wanted to be very intentional about the lobby and creating a welcoming space. A couple of awards that we recently won, actually our finance manager just won Admin Person and Professional of the Year, Best Place to Work. You know, the awards for us, they're accolades, but you know, really it's all about the team. So we wanted to create a welcoming environment, a nice lobby where clients can come in and we do interviews. That's also super important for us. You know, just creating a great first impression. Finance sits in there, we won't bother them. This is where the magic happens around sales, contracts, RFPs, you know, putting together site maps and just preparing all of our sites for the onboarding of the winter season. So right after the lobby, go into our operations. So typically in the winter time, this is where we would run most of our dispatches and operations. Some of our operators are on the board. We usually have 2 or 3 operations supervisors in here, and this is sort of our command center for the storms. And you know, we can see exactly what's going on out there in the shop and all of our satellite locations. Strategy, game planning, this is like the war room with the whiteboards, and really in the wintertime it comes alive. Over this way is our kitchen. We are notorious for making a mean iced coffee. Can't tell you what the recipe is, but again, just wanted to create a space for the team to sit down, you know, enjoy, you know, and just kind of collaborate. I was watching something from NVIDIA when they were designing their new facility, and they were intentional about putting stairs in between the different departments so their team members would collide and run into each other and create some of those conversations. For us, when we were designing the space, it was all about doing the same and just creating spaces where our team can work, collaborate, and relax. Over in here is our boardroom. Sometimes we use the space in the winter time when we're doing our big planning sessions, but typically it's our team meetings. You know, we do a lot of interviews in here. Got some inspirational artwork on the walls. So this space really, if I'm not in my office, most of the time I'm in here, and we're just having the right conversations that move things forward. Funny story about the table. I walked into now a client of ours, and we did a tour of their facility, and he was showing us around, and they wanted a quote for their snow and ice and their property. So listen, if we end up getting the contract here, I'll come in and I'll buy one of your tables. So I walk in and he had this thing laid out, and I said, hey, we got the contract. He goes, okay, well, I have this table, but we haven't put all the colors into it yet. So he did a custom table for us in exactly our brand colors. And really for me, this was something that I pictured right in the beginning of trying to set up this facility, having this type of a space, every little detail we thought about, and it's been very intentionally planned. Come on in. So through here, right now, this is predominantly our sales department, but this is also where in the wintertime, a lot of our account managers will sit. The reason being is it's close to the shop and the facility out back. So if we have different changes that we want to make, they're right here and they're ready, and they can jump out back and talk to the team and coordinate and talk to the supervisors. So this is sort of our, in-between area, I like to call it. Our GM's office is in here. We won't bother him too much. But if he needs to come out and provide some specific instructions, he can do that. We wanted to have the flow. We also wanted to change the space up. So in there, you'll notice we did a different design, right? Here it's different. We have the doors that kind of block things off. So if we're having conversations in here or we're doing work in the shop, that noise isn't going to carry over into the rest of the team. So we wanted to create spaces also where the team can do the work they need to do, and then operations can also do what they need to do. So now this is where the real magic happens. The rest of the space is all shop. This is predominantly our maintenance facility where we clean, maintain, and just fix the equipment that is going out there on a day-to-day basis. We do have other spaces where we store equipment, but this is where a lot of it comes back to get maintained. Right now, we have a couple of our rigs in the back. These are our salt rigs. They're full hydraulic salters. Every single piece of equipment that we have in here is GPS tracked. The salters are also tracked. I can show you back here. All of the salters are tracked with VASIS, so we know exactly how much granular product we're putting down as those salters are working. And again, these are in here to get cleaned, maintained, and just prepped for the winter season ahead. So out this way, we have a lot of our sidewalk equipment. Again, we like to use different sizes of equipment for our sidewalk needs. These are some of our vent tracks here. We also have snow blowers and other attachments that we can deploy. But again, some of this equipment is in here. It gets cleaned, it gets maintained, it gets stored away. I love these vent tracks because we can access virtually any part of the property with these. They're small enough to get into some of the tighter spaces, but they're also big enough to get us through some of the tougher storms. We can go to larger equipment as well, but these units for us are key. The other thing we like to do is just have the same of every single piece of equipment. When it comes to sidewalk equipment, we're going vent tracks, right? So it's the same. So that way when there's variability with parts, we can easily just deploy additional assets and get equipment fixed right away on the go. Let me show you this as well. These are our brand new Isuzu NPRs. We have these set up right now for our landscape crews. So essentially we could fit 6 team members inside very comfortably. It's a full trailerless setup, so we've gone with full trailerless across our full operations. It limits damage. It's easier for us to go from site to site, and we can get into tighter spaces as well. This unit doubles up as a sidewalk rig in the wintertime, so we could put all of our sidewalk equipment in the back. We could put salt in the back as well, and then when we deploy this unit, it's just an all-encompass unit that goes on site. So team is there, the salt is there on site, we have the sidewalk equipment, so we just deploy this without a trailer and we're ready to go. We've set up now about a half a dozen of these, and we're starting to roll over the rest of the fleet into this model, and we've sort of designed it from top to bottom, and it's all custom built. A little bit about the space. So when we picked up the building, all of this was just essentially soot. There was a fire in the back of the building. We had to refurbish the entire thing. So we essentially painted the whole thing top to bottom. We've got new electrical in here. We've got new HVAC. We did a 5-layer polyurethane epoxy floor. We've got 3 cranes in here, a 5, a 3, and a 2-ton for any of our repairs. We've got 2 oversized drive-in doors. We've upgraded the lighting in here. So the other thing I'll show you is our outdoor fuel tanks. So we have diesel, regular, and premium, so that way any of the equipment, when it leaves here, it's fueled up right before the storm. We don't have to have any delays. A truck can just deploy within minutes, and we have everything that we need on site. Back here we have some of our larger equipment. We typically will push and plow with wheel loaders. So the rest of the space is some of our day-to-day equipment that we use, some of the wheel loaders that we want to dispatch on a rapid basis. The rest of the equipment typically will park on site. So this isn't really our storage yard, it's just more for our day-to-day use. We've paved it, we did the concrete here, lighting, etc., all the above, just so that when the teams are dispatching, they're coming in and out of a clean space. They're not dragging in dirt into the facility. We want it to stay clean. We want to have maximum visibility back here. And of course, we have our salt dome back there as well. So when equipment leaves here, it's full, it's got salt, it's fueled up, it's ready to go. So when we were designing the facility, it was super important for me to focus on all the little details. We understand that the facility serves a specific need for the operations of the business, but for me, it served a bigger purpose in setting a certain standard for our team members and also for our clients. So when our team walks into this facility, they understand that every little detail for us matters. We wanted to elevate the space. We wanted to create a comfortable environment. So that way, when they come in, it's a lot easier to expect a higher standard from them, because we've gone the extra mile and we've demonstrated that we really care about that stuff. The other thing we did, which was important, is we actually got billboards around the facility when we first moved in to showcase our company, showcase our brand. That way, when our team members were coming into the facility, they saw our brand up on billboards next to some of the largest companies in the world. And it instilled something different in them, right? So that's what this space is for us. It's a space where, of course, we maintain our equipment, we dispatch teams, we want to create efficiencies, we want a comfortable place for everybody to work, but it's about setting a higher standard of what we expect and, of course, what our clients expect and our team members expect of a snow company. We want to break that stigma and break that idea, and creating a space like this was all part of the equation for us.